Welcome to Xfiles, the only show where I sacrifice my mental health on Twitter so you can stay sane. You're welcome. I'm back, guys. Back like Mazoe after a sugar shortage. Back like a chiropractor. But don't stress, Pida will be back. I guess she'll be back soon. Maybe, maybe not. Tell us in the comments who you think should stay. Dickie, the tweet reader, or Pida, the people's bae. Now let's dive into what Zimbabwe has been tweeting about this week, because therapy is expensive and Twitter is free. Firstly, so Trump is crying about a drug war in the States, but here at home, we've got our very own Netflix series. At Crime Watch ZW posted this video. Bruh, Chinese nationals caught at what looked like a Scarface reunion. It was mad coke, meth vibes. Even Pablo Escobar would be like, kwenina nakuita party yakadaro. One commenter even said, I clearly underestimated the Chinese. Though they are not religious, I am shocked they are this wild. It wasn't all fun and games though. At Ramia Zania 2 said, if this is indeed true that the ZRP were guarding the police and by extension, the Zimbabwean government, it's part of the criminal activists who are promoting the criminal activities in Zimbabwe. Don't worry, I'll reread the tweets later. And that's the thing. There have been rumors that the drug trade in Zimbabwe is run by people high up in the government. But before you come at me, these are just rumors. There's no evidence of that being true. Is there? But my fave tweet was this one. At ATCHMN said, Sakababatwa nekuti panga pasina tint pama window emuroom yavarere. Hello, this one got me. And if you don't know why, stay tuned for the last segment. So you know your boy is a self-proclaimed broke Sala kid. And as you know, Sala kids don't ride buses. Well, guess what, people? At Zim Gazette said, NRZ has launched a Harare to Mutare luxury leisure train for just $60. Meanwhile, Air Zimbabwe will be charging $80 for the same trip. Hey Zim, look at you. This is a step forward, no? Also, can we get a detour to Vumba for an extra $10? But at B Beamslanga asked, where do we buy our fuel at? Surely Mutare will cost $85 one way. Driving a car will cost you $80 return, and a bus, $20 return. Maybe it's just poverty speaking. See, this is why I said I'm the Povo Sala King. Because how will they make this work? Unless you're Scott or Whitney, you're better off just driving yourself. However, this could be great for tourism. Nyanga and Vumba are popular spots, especially for tourists. But our road safety is still in the Middle Ages, which means flying might actually be the safer option. Lastly, what's happening with the whole Tint debacle? First, Mguti announced that all tints on private vehicles would now be illegal.
All provinces enforce a complete ban on private vehicles and public transporters having tinted windows on their vehicles, except for government VIP and security vehicles or those manufactured with standard shades of tints.
Then Twitter went up in arms. Lady M136 said, Zimbabwe is a special country, I tell you. Instead of focusing on making lives better for Zimbabweans, they are focusing on tinted windows. Africa is cursed with dumb leaders. At Koi Boy said, always worried about the wrong things. So clearly people weren't happy about this. Then our teapot country did its thing, because a day later, a Daddy Hope tweeted saying this. And this was just after the Herald broke the news that there was no longer a ban in place. Now look, this is a weird issue. On the one hand, I'm sure most Zimbabweans are tired of shady shika cars driving with their windows fully tinted, knowing they can break road rules and cause accidents without being identified. We also know cases of thieves robbing and in some cases sexually assaulting people in cars with tinted windows. So a law does need to come into play to address this. But then we as a nation need time to adjust to these laws. You can't announce these things with immediate effect. If it was legal, then people will need time to get their car windows replaced. The poor people who were fined the next day had no time to even react to the new law. But then this is where we have a real problem. How is it that authorities cannot agree on what the law is? This is further aiding in us, the people, losing faith in our government. One morning, the law is this, the next morning, it's that, and by the evening, it's back to this. How far? So what do you think? Drop me a tweet at @TheFeedZW with the hashtag Xfiles and let's cry and laugh about it together. My name is Deki and I read tweets. Later, losers.